Well, hey everybody, Mr. Mack here. So glad you've come back for another chapter of Restart. We left chapter 14, so tonight is chapter 15. This book has 30 chapters, which means we're right in the middle of the book. And a good book has, like most good things, there's a rhyme and reason to it. A good book, it begins, there's introductions made, things start to happen, a problem develops, and then it moves on from there. The problem gets greater, gets bigger, and there's such a thing called rising action, where it just builds and builds and builds and builds. It's like climbing up a mountain. Then you get there, and then all of a sudden you're at the top, and you start to move back down the other side. Back down the other side are things like revelation. You finally get to the climax. You get to all the questions being answered, the problem being solved. Well, we're not there yet, but we are in the middle of the book. We're at a rising action kind of thing. Things have been happening, and in the last chapter, Shoshana was in with Mr. Sloven, and Chase was in interviewing Mr. Sloven. Chase handling the camera. Prior to that, Chase and Aaron and Bear went to the community service, and Chase didn't want them seeing him with Shoshana. Anyway, they did. Thing about it is, this thing with Mr. Sloven's Medal of Honor, he said it was missing. We know something was up. When earlier in the book, even before Mr. Sloven, Bear and Aaron mentioned, Bear specifically mentioned, I had my tongue tied there, that Chase has it. Chase, we have to ask him about it. Chase has it. Chase has something. So the three of them, that trio, before Chase's accident, was involved in something. They've taken something, and Chase is the one who has it. And I think we know what that is. In chapter 14, Shoshana's and Chase both are looking through, getting memorabilia for their video, interviewing Mr. Sloven. And Shoshana finds the Medal of Honor case, and it's empty. And Mr. Sloven, he even said, I must have lost it, or perhaps it was lost some time ago. So something is definitely up with that. So we're going to leave it at that. Chapter 15, we are in Brendan Espinoza. We're back with Brendan. I think the world of Brendan. Brendan's was bullied terrible. Even Shoshana said nearly as bad as Joel was, by Chase and the football players. But Brendan was the one who brought Chase in, let Chase come. So I think a great deal of Brendan Espinoza. Brendan's a great guy. Chapter 15, Brendan Espinoza. Of all the video clubs in all the middle schools, she had to walk into mine. I love that line. It's a classic line from a classic movie. Look it up. But anyway, Brendan would be the one to use it. The minute Kimberly Tooley showed up in Miss DeLeo's room, I was lost. Love at first sight. Well, we remember Kimmy. Kimmy has had a crush on Chase. Joined the video club just to be closer to Chase, especially knowing now Chase is a little more receptive to her. And so Chase doesn't know that Kimberly likes him, and Kimberly doesn't know that Brendan has had a crush on her. For me, unfortunately, not for her. He's talking about love at first sight. He loved her at first sight. I mean, she's in love all right, but with Chase. A few months ago, it would have been easy for me to hate Chase, but he's a different person since his accident. And the more I get to know him, the more I like him. I like him too. I like Chase too. I wouldn't have liked that Chase, but I like this one. Now what am I supposed to do? Hate someone I like because of pure jealousy? That's just unfair as when Chase used to pick on me. Maybe more, since he truly seems to have no idea that Kimberly likes him. How annoying is that? I'd lie down on the railroad tracks for an ounce of her attention, and here's Chase, totally oblivious to the fact that she's practically drooling over him. Exactly how hard did that kid fall on his head? So, I've got Kimberly in my video club. Okay, I don't own it, but I am the president. It's a golden opportunity for me to make an impression on her, I think. And who's sucking all the air out of the room? Our rising star, Chase. I've got no one but myself to blame. I recruited him. I raved about his camera skills. When the others wanted to keep him out, I shouted them down. Slowly but surely, they all began to accept and appreciate him. Their project on Mr. Salway is coming out fantastic. I've seen some footage and it's going to blow the judges away. Their biggest problem is they're shooting so much great material that it's going to be impossible to figure out what to cut. And that opens an opportunity. With Shoshana and Chase wrapped up in their own war hero, and the others focused on the video yearbook, all I have to do is get Kimberly to work with me on a new clip for YouTube. Then she'll start to see me as the famous YouTuber I'm destined to be. Not this 8th grade nerd she finds so much less interesting than Chase. It's foolproof. No, she says. Why not? I wheedle. It'll be a great chance for you to practice your camera work. Is it for the yearbook? It's way better. It's for YouTube. And your name will be right at the top as co-producer. No, she says again. In total desperation, I blurt, Chase is going to be there. The change is instant. Really? She says. Guess what? Now she's in. Now all I have to do is convince Chase to sign on with us. Come to think of it, the purpose of this is to turn her off Chase and on to me. I don't think I'm going about it the right way. This whole romance thing is way more complicated than I anticipated. But when I approach Chase, he's not that enthusiastic about it either. I just don't have a lot of free time, he tells me. Shoshana and I are really busy with Mr. Salway. I'm pleading now. Oh, you've got to help me out. Kimberly begged me to take her along, and you know how lousy she is with a camera. If you don't come, the whole video's going to be upside down. He sighs. All right, Brendan. I'll be there. By now, the project is leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Luckily, I have an amazing idea. It's called Leaf Man. I know that when Kimberly sees me starring in this, she'll be impressed. It could very well be the video that finally makes me viral. We meet in the park the next day after school. I got everything we need. A morph suit, rollerblades, and 11 bottles of pancake syrup. I don't know what a morph suit is. I hand Kimberly camera 1 and Chase camera 2, although I'm pretty sure Chase's footage will be the real video. Anything unusable Kimberly shoots will just be a happy accident. I duck behind a tree and take out the morph suit. To my dismay, it's white. I specifically told Mom to get black. I'm going to look like a bowling pin in front of Kimberly, but it's too late to fix that now. I put on the suit and the rollerblades, and I glide back to Chase and Kimberly. All right, you guys, dump the syrup all over me. If the goal is to get Kimberly to notice me, mission accomplished. Why? She asks wide-eyed. Why? I point at the far end of the park to the giant mountain of leaves the gardeners have blown in the corner. I cover myself in sticky syrup and rollerblade down the hill into the leaves, and when I come out, it's Leaf Man. She's bewildered. Who's Leaf Man? I'm Leaf Man. All the leaves are going to be stuck to the syrup, see, and the video's called Leaf Man, so, you know. Chase takes pity on me. Oh, it's going to be awesome. He opens one of the bottles and pours a thick stream over my head. And even though the morph suit's fabric, it feels gooey and gross. Things I do for my art. And Kimberly, of course, although that doesn't seem to be working that well. 11 bottles later, I'm covered in the stuff and then starting to draw flies. All right, I say, let's do this. Confession. I'm not the greatest rollerblader in the world, and I can't get up the hill. I keep rolling back farther than I make it forward. They have to haul me up to the top. Kimberly dragging me by the wrists and Chase pushing me from behind. We get some strange looks, although nowhere near the number we're bound to attract when we shoot the actual video. Production is put on hold a few minutes while my camera people wash the stickiness off their hands and get into position by the leaf pile. Chase flashes me the high sign, and I ease my weight off the foot brake and sense the sloping starting to move me forward. The slowly part doesn't last very long. The acceleration happens much faster than I expected. In a few seconds, I'm hurtling down the path at dizzying speed. Proper rollerblade form says I should crouch for better balance, but I'm too scared to bend my locked knees. I can actually feel the G-forces forming the syrup on my face into thin streams. With a sinking heart, I realize that this video may go even more viral than I thought. Not as Leaf Man, but as kid breaks every bone in body in goo-drenched rollerblade stunt. Through a brownish film of syrup, I spot Kimberly and Chase on either side of the mountain of leaves, flip cams pointed at me. Well, at least Chase's is pointed at me. Kimberly seems to be filming the air above my head. Then they're gone, and all I see is the leaf pile barreling toward me. I hit the leaves with a thump and end up buried at least 4 feet inside the mountain before my momentum stops. I lie there for a moment, stunned, listening to the muffled sound of Chase laughing from the outside world. It takes a long time for... I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this whole thing. It takes a long time to fight my way out of the mess because a lot of the mess is coming with me, stuck by the syrup to my morph suit. When I rip the leaves off my face, I see that the pile is about a third as big as it used to be, and the sky is dancing with blowing debris. As soon as I can breathe, I finish the script by thrusting a fist in the air and bellowing, "Leaf Man!" I never quite get the second syllable out because I'm bowled over by a big golden retriever who climbs on top of me, licking at the syrup. I can already hear the chorus of barking, and I know that every dog in the park is heading in my direction. At least I'll keep the flies at bay. I struggle up and try to skate away, but the wheels on my blades are jammed with syrup-soaked leaves. I take 3 clumsy steps before landing flat on my face, where I'm immediately buried under a canine swarm. I'm gratified to see that Chase is still filming, his hand steady even though he's doubled over with hilarity, laughing his butt off. "I don't get it," Kimberly says over the dog slurping. "Is this supposed to be funny?" The amazing thing is that after all this, I still like Kimberly just as much as before, maybe even more. Love just isn't blind. It's also pretty stupid. All right, that's the end. That's the end of the chapter. That was funny. You know, part of being a reader When you're a reader, you're not just someone who's reading the words. I mean, obviously you are. That's the mechanical part. But you visualize, you see it going on in your head. You can feel it. You can smell it. All your senses are alive in this envisioning that's going on. So I can see that. It was funny. Brendan is amazing. I think he's creative, and I think he's funny, and he's unafraid, and he's animated, and bless his heart, he's in love with Kimberly, and Kimberly doesn't give him the time of day, and Kimberly doesn't seem to have that much of a sense of humor, but he's in love with her anyway. Love is blind, as he said. And anyway, so the chapter was amazing. It was a bit of comic relief. It gave us a break from the suspense of Mr. Slovin's medal, of Aaron and Bear, of Chase's life before, of Joel, of Shoshana, of all that. It was a bit of relief. It was a bit of kind of a breath of fresh air, and well deserved, certainly, and certainly well written. A morph suit. I'm guessing, from the clues in there, it was something that he wore, covered him from head to toe, and it was white, but I guess they come in black too, because he said he wanted a black one, and he was covered in syrup. So I'm guessing it's a suit that covers you from head to toe. I'm going to look it up, and the next time I come back, I'll let you know. You probably know what a morph suit is, but I'll let you know what I find out. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. So come back for chapter 16, which is, we're back with Shoshana. Well, we're going from Brendan to Shoshana, not back to Chase yet. I'm liking Shoshana too. She's a smart girl, and I think if I was Shoshana, I would probably feel as she did if my life was hers and my brother Joe had been driven out of town and terrorized as he was. I'd have an anger too. I said before, I want to get away from using the word hatred. It's too strong. Take care. Take care. Come back for chapter 16. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy. Stay in when you go out with your parents, or if you're an adult watching this, mask up. Keep your hands away from your eyes, nose, and mouth. Take good care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.